Okay, and welcome back to On the Rewind. This is our extended edition. Don't look at me like
It scares Adam. So they have this thing where the software you can toggle it on called eye contact beta, typically used for like streamers and stuff like that. So while they're reading their chat on one monitor, their eyes are always making contact with the camera to make a personal connection.
and like you didn't really even have a smile on. You were just kind of just like sitting there waiting for me to finish the intro, and I did
Yeah.
not like that at all.
Jumps down and slides down the hill. I see shots going above his head.
So she's like, "Oh, great! On her one day off, you're trying to romance this Pan Am chick." I'm like, "Honey, it's V. It's not me. Come on."
Brought back some old Catholic school memories, did it?
Oh man, yeah. You just okay. You know the DMV sloth.
I know you're going with this.
Yeah, this guy.
You're listening to On the Rewind.
Okay, and welcome back to On the Rewind, broadcasting on 101.3 FM Amherst Island Radio and on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're there. All right, Derek, how was your week?
It's been, it's been a little bit since our last recording. The weeks is kind of gone by a bit.
Yeah.
Oh. I got a Red Bull right here, but I do not want to drink it at this hour. But,
That's gonna, that'll mess me up.
Yeah. Week's been good. Putting out fires at work, metaphorically, but other than that, things are going well. Gaming wise, been hitting Baldur's Gate 3.
How is it?
It's good. It's good.
It's funny because the algorithm knows, so it keeps sending me stuff on it. I'm seeing like shorts and stuff on it. Looks pretty cool.
I'm trying not to watch that stuff because I'm trying not to get spoiled.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't, I love D&D. I barely understand the lingo to save my life. So, a lot of the stuff they're saying, I'm just happy to be there.
I mean, you've played D&D?
Yeah.
You could play this game without issue.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like you're saying your action, a bonus action, you know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you really gotta know.
Okay. Yeah. So,
but the amount of choice that you have and conditions, they really went thorough. Like there's this squirrel that attacks you, and if you have speak with animals or a high animal handling, there's a chance you can, deal with it civilly. But if you don't, then you're like, okay, I have a high dexterity. I'm gonna click the dexterity option. You bunt that squirrel so hard.
Okay.
And there's a way to get a dog companion and a baby owl bear.
Oh, okay.
It's cute. It's cute. When you get talking, I'll end up sending a link or sending you a picture.
Yeah.
But while I'm actively going on, we got some really cool gaming news coming up later into the episode. For any of the classics, guys that love the old school, like the PS1 games, as well as the old era of the Xbox 360, PS3.
Yeah.
The toxic lobbies in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Anybody that's lived in those days, we got some interesting news for you. And no, I'm not referring to Call of Duty as Xbox 360 as a classic. Depending on who you talk to, maybe.
I know.
I don't know if our generation would call it that, but it's considered a retro game now.
Yeah.
The old school, because they're remaking all the new ones.
God, that's so sad to think about.
Also, if you're interested, hang on into the extended show. Or actually, I guess you can't really hang in on air now, can you? You'd have to come check us out on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You can fast forward if you've already listened to the show to the extended bit. It's usually at the 55-minute mark. But we're going to be having, let's just say I got special requests from a listener and a couple of stories that I don't think I could say on air.
Oh, no way. Yeah, we always love when mostly questions. We've never had a request come in, but I like that.
Well, you'll like this one.
Yeah.
It's a very, what's his name? Rick Gyrus? I'm bound to mess that up. One that went off on the Oscars.
Like talked bad about them?
I'm not sure. Okay, I tried finding it. I got Rick Grimes from.
That's a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right, so that's something to look forward to.
He's in that one short where the kid's like, "Are you gonna tell me a joke tomorrow in the hospital?" You might have seen that.
Oh, I do
It's an
remember
older
that.
guy.
Yeah, that was an old one.
Isn't it like name is like Rick and it's like can't remember. Oh, it is Jarvis. Yeah,
Okay.
Ricky Jarvis. He's not Rick. He's Ricky. Um, he's an English comedian, and let's just say if you like his stand-up, I'm not going to compare it anywhere near to it. But I have a special request that he tends to get requested to do too. As kind of a vague hint to anyone that listens to comedians as much as I do.
I do love this guy, actually. I just brought him up, and yeah. No, he's funny. Kind of reminds me of, I think he was on Two Bears, One Cave, actually, not too long ago.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He's in the same circles.
Yeah. All right, so your week, though?
Let's see. Metaphorical Fires, Baldur's Gate, Escape from Tarkov wiped. That's the perfect time to play because at the start of the way, everyone's on an even playing field.
Yeah.
By like 3 months in, the guys that are elites that grind, that have the time or stream for a living, already are at the top and got the best gear and they're hunting.
Yeah, for fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, with that in mind, it now brings them down to my gear level. So now it's like, oh, I have a chance. This 9mm bullet might have a chance at putting you down. which ironically, Escape from Tarkov is a game by gun nuts for gun nuts.
I've heard it's very, very accurate.
To the point where I have actual genuine knowledge I can use about guns because of the game.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Like, they get in depth to the type of rails you would need to install onto a gun, onto a certain type of dust cover, to different types of handles, and they have legal brand named, and they partner with companies that manufacture attachments or guns.
Jesus.
And involve that in the game. And then streamers get popular enough, they involve that. Like, Dr. Disrespect, he's a big enough name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Even if you don't watch streams, typically you know him. Or you heard of him. This big, long 80s hair guy with the big 80s mustache, wearing the sunglasses and the red tactical vest.
Yeah.
Well, now they've added his tactical vest to the game.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I was like, when they do camouflage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They got stuff like that going on. Speaking of on extraction games, I guess shooters, but this one's not quite a shooter. Dark and Darker has released, but due to their lawsuit, they didn't release on Steam. They released on their own site.
Okay.
So they're doing a similar thing to Escape from Tarkov, because Escape from Tarkov, they do it through their own website as well and their own launcher. It's independent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you can get away with that, that's the way to go, because Steam takes their 30%.
30 now?
Yeah, it's like 30% on sales. Like each individual sale, Steam gets 30%. Same thing with like EB, they get 30% from selling physical copies for new games, and then they get the whole value out of the used.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I knew about EB Games. I didn't know Steam was getting 30. I knew obviously they were getting a cut. But with how many
games? I think it's 30. I could be wrong, but I know the standard in the industry is 30%.
That's just criminal. God, with how many games they sell, that's my whole thing. It's like,
oh yeah,
you could.
But that's how they have the monopoly, and how they're putting out things like the Steam Deck and Steam VR. And...
oh, yeah, you would. You'd have no problem.
Yeah. And they're cracking down on like a lot of the games that aren't passing quality now. Because
Thank
before it was
God.
whoever paid to foot the bill, and now they're cracking down on it.
Which is nice.
Cracked down on it a while back, but yeah.
Yeah, because that was actually right around the time that I stopped gaming on the PC was around the time that people started like it was becoming noticeable that there was
Like
so
when they had the whole green light system, and you could just vote for games.
yeah,
People would just pay for the votes and get their
and
game on, and then
it was getting bad
yeah.
because yeah, like and you would go onto your Steam homepage and you could scroll and maybe catch one game that like looked passable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a AAA game, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, but now people are actually putting time into the indie games. You're getting these like sleepers for like 5 or 3 years that are releasing and blowing up big, like that Vampire Survivors.
Which one?
So there's this I haven't played it myself, but it blew up in the industry for a while. So Vampire Survivors, it's like a bullet hell game, but you are the bullet hell. You're leveling up your bullet hellness to take on hordes that are just flocking towards you. And at a point where you're not really clicking to attack, you're just kind of moving.
Oh, and it's just
You
attack.
are the storm.
Oh, okay.
And you level up your storm.
Have you had
Let's
a
get
chance to play it?
wiped. I haven't bought it.
No?
Not yet.
Well, I guess, yeah, all your time's probably going into Baldur's Gate.
And then Tarkov.
Yeah.
When that starts to die down, I'll switch over.
Yeah, I could never. You
don't think you can get into Tarkov?
All of the shorts and all of the people telling me that, like, oh, it's a great game, but then I hear them, like, get angry.
I don't get angry.
Yeah.
Though, at it.
Yeah, I've seen so many people. And, like, I liked...
Let me get it to you this way. Do you get angry when we lose a race in Need for Speed?
No, but that's different. That's different. I still have my car. I still get some money.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though.
You still get some experience. Towards your level.
Yeah, exactly. There's like... And
but they got way to get gear. Like, you have your character, and then you have the scav. Have you heard about the scav?
Yeah, it's like the AI.
Yeah, but you also get to play as a scav.
Oh, okay.
So you can load in with just a random loadout.
Okay, that's
and then you go in, and it's free. It's a free loadout. You go in, whatever you get, you bring out with you. You can throw that onto your main character guy.
It's not bad. It's not
for
bad.
Storage. And you get that like every 15 minutes. You can go do one. So you do that. Go do a raid. Go do that. Do a raid.
All right,
regular.
So it gives you a little bit of a
breathing
room because it was just always it feels like I became a gambler.
Also, the devs also say it's like it's not meant to be a single player experience. You're supposed to go in it with a buddy or two.
Yeah, you'd have to,
and that's the way to play it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like when you're staking everything on this one run. Because once I get like a really good gun,
and let's say you go with your gear, you have an option to insure your gear. So as long as no one extracts with it, you'll get it back the next day. Which reminds me, I gotta go log in later and see if I got anything back. But if you got buddies that survive the encounter, they just go grab your stuff and then drop it off in a bush where no one's gonna find it.
That's cool.
And you're guaranteed to just get that stuff back. Difference is in the cycle, second your buddy picked that up, you didn't get it.
Yeah, you could never.
But Tarkov's different in that way.
Okay.
It was the first.
Yeah, like cycle was fun, but then I just found myself. I think it was one playthrough, like one gaming session, where I played. I think for like 4 hours, and then by the end of it, I was back to square one. Because you gotta think I'm not as good of a gamer as you or anyone really.
Oh, you think I'm doing good in Tarkov? Oh, I'm down bad, but I'm having a fun time because I'm gaming with a couple of guys.
Yeah, I guess that would make it better. I should not have tried Cycle single player. Yeah.
They're not meant to be single player games. The ones that are is like, you know the game Hunt Showdown?
Yes.
Yeah, like the the Bayou extraction shooter with the Wild West guns.
Mm-hmm.
That you're hunting the monsters and you gotta try and leave with the token.
Yeah, I thought you got a
That
good
has
kill.
has a 3-man, like
Okay.
3-man teams, right? You can choose to queue into that solo
Ah,
against 3-man teams.
that's just cocky, but I like it.
Yeah, I know. Playing those kind of games solo, that's cocky.
Yeah. Didn't you get a really sick clip out of that game?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you got a really nice clip out of there one time. But anyways, yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of
But I
games,
think that sums it up for my week. So, what about you?
well, speaking of games, I just finished Fallout 4 story mode. So
I thought you were just using it as a build sim.
there's like over like 20 hours of building.
Only?
Each that's for each settlement.
There we go.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually had to leave the one settlement I started and start a new one because it was bugging out so much with the stuff I was doing to it.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't go through a list really quickly. I had to go and like count 1 second and then go down, or else it bugs it right
Oh.
out. So, but now the
Was
settlement
it
that
pretty to look at least?
oh, yeah, I still have it. Like you're gonna see it. It's trying to be the first one. Anyone who's, I just realized we're not gonna have a short episode. We're gonna be fine. If I'm talking about this, we're more than fine. Okay, so it's Hangman's Alley. If you've been there,
Okay.
do you kind of remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only mods I do for building is yeah, is that your owlbear?
A owlbear is not mine.
Oh, he's a little
That's funny. Yeah.
sweetheart.
Sorry, the derail Adam.
Yeah, no, too bad. I'm gonna get derailed on that every single time. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the only mods I use for building are no cap. You can build as much as you want, which is usually where I run into problems. And it's funny because I've had that mod since the PS4, and that's where I'm really seeing the difference between the PS4 and the PS5. Because I went to my old settlement on my save on PS4, and it's so small. And I remember it was crashing the PS4. Go to PS5, and the other mod I have is that the build limit, height-wise, is gone.
Yeah.
Because, like, Hangman's Alley is, like, really narrow and tight, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself with that. And then I was thinking about Cyberpunk, and I really like some of the places where you go into, and it's, like, really tight, but then you look up, and there's, like, tons of things going on. So it is like a Cyberpunk-esque market of sorts. And some of the, like, the notable things that are in there is I made a bar called the Bloatfly. There's four-story elevators in the whole thing. And let's see. Oh, there's a Minutemen base there, 4 stories high, pretty sick. They kind of act like the sheriffs of the place. There's a Brotherhood of Steel recruitment office, which looks sick because I got every single mod, and one of the biggest ones that I liked was armor display racks and weapon display racks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that includes power armor as well. So it just like it looks like a US style, because I googled photos for reference, a US style recruitment office for the army. It's like it's all glass so you can see in, and there's like these cool guns, so like young guys will come in and be like, this is sick, and it's like, well, here you go. Like it all looks really nice.
You ever watched that episode of Shameless where they have the military recruiting?
Yeah.
And Carl goes in and sees the guys playing Gears of War, and so it's like, yeah, it's Patriotism 3.
It's funny. A lot of those guys really like those games. Like Gears of War is famous, and so is like Call of Duty Zombies and stuff like that. Even though half of them say it's not accurate, it's one of those things. Probably
There's people
trains
that
you.
buy the new consoles just to play the newest Call of Duty.
Yeah, and that racing game too. Which one?
Forza?
Yes, Forza. Yeah, I know guys that literally they don't play anything else except for Forza. And NBA 2K. I know a few guys that's like the only
well,
thing.
you were kind of one of them for a while.
Oh. Yeah. It's funny, I just can't get into it again. I don't know why.
Just wait until you get it on Plus again.
No, I did. I got the newest one on Plus.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I had it downloaded. I like played a few games. I was like, can't get into it. I'm super into basketball still, but like just playing it, I don't know why. I just felt repetitive, I think, or I don't know what was happening.
You probably still had the burnout from the last one.
Yeah.
It wasn't different enough.
Yeah, it's like so
it's always
similar.
just tweaks. It's never leaps and bounds. It's just tweaks.
It was kind of weird when I started to go and like buy clothing. Because 2022 was the first one I ever tried. So everything was cool, flashy, and fancy. And then I went on 2023 and I'm like, this is the same market. Like it looks different, the market, but the clothes I'm buying, exact same clothes.
Yeah.
I had the same outfit and everything. And it's like, okay, there's nothing new here. Like,
not paying for in DLC money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Jordan challenge would have been cool. It's you're playing through Jordan's entire career. That would have been kind of interesting. But also long, way too long. But yeah, anyway, so Hangman's Alley. I also got the mod to make the railroad safe house. I made sure that it goes to Hangman's Alley with a mod. So I built them a little apartment with like a pool table and the armory and stuff like that. So the big thing that I started liking about my apartment in this Hangman's Alley was I started making a museum almost of all the stuff that's cool. And I was running out of room. So do you remember the one settlement? I think it's called Nordhagen Beach. It was literally
not off the top of my head.
Yeah, it wasn't one that people went to most of the time. But it was literally just a beach with a shack. So I walled it off. I made a huge pier. Then I went and did Nuka World. And you can get arcade games and Nuka-Cola stuff. And I made the pier like Wonder Wharf from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so and you can actually play the games. Instead of Whack-A-Mole, it's Whack-A-Commie. And like, yeah, it's really
Can we
sick.
say that on
Hey, we didn't make the game. But it's so much fun. Because you actually could play these games in your original place. So yeah, I made that. I made like a fisherman's hut and I made like a trader just so I could have something. And then I made my place. And it is a huge mansion where I live in like the small little corner of it. And the rest of it is a museum. I mean, it is so sick. It is so awesome because I just dropped everything. There's like a comic book section. There's like a Nuka World section and all that. And then one gunner came in, threw a grenade at the side of the wall, and I killed him. I was like, sweet, cool, that's done. I didn't realize that the movement of the grenade going off went through the wall, through all the cabinets, and everything that I had dropped has physics to it, and it shot everywhere. It was
Did you have a save before?
5 hours before.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, once you get that fixed, you should make a video walkthrough.
Oh, I fixed it.
Walking through.
I fixed it. It took a long time. Because, like, it's not so bad when you, like, collect the thing and then you drop it and you put it in when everything else is already done. It doesn't feel like a big thing. But when
Yeah.
you're putting in, like, over 100 items, trying to perfectly make them look nice, yeah, that was a bad day. Yeah. The whole point to this to say is that settlement is also starting to get a bit buggy. Whatever. I just I finished the main storyline and I was leaving Far Harbor for the end. I just got to the town of Far Harbor, which is where you start off the DLC, and I quit. I'm like, okay, I need to wait for a day where I'm off to really get into this because it's been touted as like Fallout 4's like best DLC and one of the
Okay.
better DLCs that they've done. I don't know if you've heard of it much.
I actually only played the base game.
Yeah. Actually, so did I until this year. Um, yeah, it's based around it's like you're taking a case with Nick Valentine of a
Oh yeah.
missing girl who took this boat to Far Harbor, and it's a whole huge map.
I'm waiting until I can get the space to do a VR playthrough of Fallout 4.
Yeah, we talked about that actually. That would be nice.
That's when I'll go back and dabble with it.
Those ghouls would mess me up, man, in VR. Uh, God, no. How they launch at you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad at like with The Walking Dead. I was getting like,
No, the Saints and Sinners.
I was getting scared. I was getting
Yeah.
really scared.
I really wish something like that was co-op.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So you could have my back, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you know how
I
much I
just
was.
think I just think it'd be fun, just like have a buddy going through and stealth taking down zombies, and then oh no, the guys that are running this encampment spotted you and they're taking shots at you.
Yeah,
The zombies are coming.
yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice. I'd probably let you go through the doors first a lot, but yeah, because there was a few times where I screamed out loud, and like one time where I fell to the ground. Because yeah, I don't know what was wrong with the audio, but it wasn't until he was right my back ear that I like screamed, looked back, and swung. But I was in my socks and I went down.
Oh no.
And Kayla came running down the stairs. She said, "What happened?" And yeah, it was. I just had to say that a bug or something went on me because I was. Yeah, I would not have lived that down. But yeah, Fallout 4 in VR would be sick.
Yeah, I
All
got Skyrim and the Fallout VR on Steam. I just need to have a space where I can hook it up to the PC.
That'd be cool. Skyrim would be sick. It'd actually just be cool because it would make you feel like way more powerful. I don't know, when you do your
There's a lot of
shout,
mods for it to add proper physics, like VR physics, instead of what they just gave you.
yeah,
So you could turn it into a instead of like them just kind of recoiling back a little bit because you hit them with a melee. It's like you hit them with like a big enough hammer and they'll go like what the phone.
oh, that'd be cool.
Or if like usually if you just your hand would kind of just stop at somebody and kind of go flat.
Yeah,
But there's mods where it's like everyone has physics, so you can just shove someone's face or grab onto someone's head.
but yeah, no, totally.
But like the whole aspect, like I don't know. Blades and sorcery it brings out the violence in me.
Yeah, Gorn.
It's because
Gorn
that's a
was mine.
little like the rubbery weapons. It's hard. Like it's nice and it's also bad at the same
Yeah,
time because I like the blades sorcery where it's like you're actually parrying, or you threw your axe at one guy, and then you're now you don't have a weapon, so you're trying to grab the one guy's wrist and strangle his sword out of him, beating it against the wall, and you're also grabbing his head and just drop it.
Is that multiplayer or is this a single player?
There's mods for multiplayer, but
Oh, but
so
mostly
far it's just single player.
okay. That's actually sick. Cause the best part I always like doing in Gorn is where you pick up a rock.
Yeah.
And you start going at someone. That was always my. Yeah, no, I need to pick
There's
that
a
up.
kick button if you don't have trackers for your legs, depending on your setup.
Yeah.
And you can kick people into spike traps on Blades and Sorcery.
Oh, that is cool.
It's full on Gladiator. Like,
Yeah.
You may as well be watching the show Spartacus.
I love those games that are like so fun, but you're also like just sweating. Like by the end of it, you're like, oh cool, I actually didn't know that I was doing activity today.
That's like me drop shotting in Contractors. And then having to physically get up after. It's like, it's not just a button anymore.
Yeah, it's like, did that Navy SEAL just grunt? It's putting down your gun, taking a few breaths, and just okay.
I think you and me were playing, and I was going around actually crouched.
Yeah.
And then after we wiped that area, like, okay, I need a second to get up.
Yeah, I would take a knee. I took a knee a few times, and it helped.
Yeah.
It helped a lot,
Yeah.
actually. Because
then you gotta get up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's one thing getting up just regularly, but when you're in VR, it's getting your legs under you. It's a little weird sometimes.
Yeah, because you like have no perception of the space.
Yeah.
Also, not to mention my knee was on hardwood, so then it
Same.
just ruined me. But that's funny.
gotta get full knee pads and gear. Get it in the army gear.
Could get like a really cheap helmet off of Wish or something like that.
Well, you could just 3D print one to go over top of the VR headset.
That's funny. I'm just kissing Kayla like I'm off to deployment.
we're actually really close to September, which is when the Quest 3 headset's supposed to release.
Yeah.
Better lenses, bigger resolution, better frame rates, new controllers.
Yeah, apparently just better in every single way.
Yeah, everything they did on the Pro, just the improvements brought down to a consumer price.
Yeah.
It won't have the eye and mouth tracking like their prototype one did, but all the other technology advances will be there.
Oh, you know what I'm not gonna buy it, but what I really want to try is the Apple Vision Pro.
Man, I heard that's just a glorified face TV for like multiple thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, I've some guys that have reviewed it. The coolest part is the fact that the eye tracking is like otherworldly. Like they know exactly what you're looking at. Because that's your mouse, right? It's your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I want to see. I just want to try it. To be like, is this all fluff pieces or is this actually something cool? And it's never going to go mainstream like they think it's going to. There's no way in hell, but
no.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if it was like the old Xboxes where it was hooked up in Walmart with a lock on it so I can't like go 2 feet, I'd put it on. I'd risk face cancer.
I think anyone like more than 2 years younger than us would not know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, what else are you gonna do?
Such the cusp of that era. Even our Walmart had like, I think like a GameCube at one point.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it did. Because what else am I gonna do?
While your parents are shopping, they just leave you there.
I'm not gonna walk around with my parents. That's weird. No.
Now it's all the tablet kids.
Yeah.
They're just drones.
Yeah. It is funny too when you if you go to Best Buy or something like that, they still have those hooked up. And there's
But you
like,
can't use them.
oh yeah, you can. Hey, the
Really?
Best Buy Belleville, anyways. Best Buy Belleville.
Okay. The only one
Um,
I've been to recently is the one in Kingston.
yeah, because there was one kid playing the Switch. Nothing else. I got sad. I'm like, really? Before I had to fight kids for this. I'd like go up to him and be like, hey, I think your mom's calling you. It's just like, yeah. Oh, what's he gonna do? Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, and that's the sad part of On the Rewind.
Now the sad part is I'm trying to hook up this TV from like the 90s and I need the remote. I found out for sure.
Yeah.
Cause
You're welcome for that information.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
hit the source button.
Yeah. Cause I did Google it because I was remembering you had to go onto a channel and it was 3. You used to have to go on to channel 3 or 4 with some TVs, and that would bring you to aux. And I remembered if you went underneath 1, like channel 1, there would be aux there. I'm like, please. No. This one specifically, and I didn't find it Googling the problem I had. I found it Googling people's setups. And one guy in like the bottom of the Reddit comment was like, yeah, that it was great, but I had to actually go buy the remote because I can't get it to that. And it's like,
Yeah.
exact model TV, PS2
Because
hooking up to
I
it.
remember, like, you better know where the remote is, because if your sibling or someone changes the channel on you, there's no way you're getting back to your PlayStation without the remote.
Yeah.
That's how you need the remote.
Yeah. And this was like a farm find. I got this free and had to clean it. It was so freaking
Did you
dusty.
take it apart and blow it out?
Oh God, no, I'm not that. No,
Probably should.
I really
Start
should.
a fire after 2 hours of Sly Cooper.
Oh God, you're right. Ah, damn it. Yeah, okay. Well, if I'm buying a remote, I might as well buy compressed air. I already bought a freaking riser for it, so
A riser?
yeah, because it's sitting with
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain went to the brand, not the item.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because one part of my desk is the recording studio, you call it, and then the other part is where all my wires and stuff are. And right next to it is this old TV with a PS2. This workstation turned into a PlayStation like really quick.
Oh yeah, you knew it was going to.
Yeah, I know. It's like trying to get my equipment.
Your office turned into a den.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
It's so sad though, because it's like, oh yeah, this is where I'm gonna like put all my like charging cables and stuff. It's like I maybe have the length of my phone to put like a charger that's 2 times the size of my phone. But yeah. Yeah.
That yeah is the same yeah you did when you're talking about changing your oil. You're like, I'm a man.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, that was so cool. Oh, speaking of video stuff, have you ever been to McKinnon Fest?
No.
I have not either, but for Napanee, oh my God, it is huge.
Really?
Yeah, it's not McKinnon Fest. I just call it that because it was easier. But it was back to the farm. 1 minute. And I'm gonna send you a photo of this place, and you are going to lose it. Okay. So, McKinnon Brothers is a brewery for it's a local brewery here, and it's amazing. I heard nothing but good things.
Is that the
And
one near like the industrial section of Napanee?
no, it's in Bath. That's the
Okay,
Napanee Brewing Company.
I thought so.
Yeah. Um yeah, it's kind of like halfway between Napanee and Bath. Um Personally, I've never been there. I've drank their beer before and it's good. But it's a modest sized brewery, but they hold this event called Back to the Farm annually, and I was hired to go do media for one of the food trucks there. And I was thinking stupidly it was going to be one food truck and like a stage with like a local performer on it that's not that good. It is like a massive freaking stage, 20 food trucks. Um you saw the people out there in
Yeah.
front. The parking lot was an actual field, took up most of the field. The wait for the line to get in, to pay, to get checked for security was 30 minutes. Um, there was something I want to do actually at my wedding is garbage can beer pong. That was sick. Axe throwing, bouncy castle for adults. Yeah, it's just crazy to think because you're in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden you look out, and this is like for Oshawa, I wouldn't say Toronto, for Ottawa, for like an event the size that you would think you were in Ottawa, with how many people are here, kind of
COVID.
crazy.
I was just like COVID. No, that sounds really cool. It's actually insane that it's that close. I'll have to try and keep tabs for when it's going next year.
Yeah, yeah, and tons of local acts, tons of all the rock stars of Napanee and all that. So that was pretty funny. But
Well, I imagine you get a little bit of the music scene from Kingston dribbling in there.
oh, definitely, yeah. Um, Something really cool actually that I saw in there is for smoking sections. They
Yeah.
had stables. Well, not probably stables, but like pastures for like cows and stuff like that.
Were you at the pasture with your cigarette?
No, I got some special privileges for this, but the whole on each pasture there was cannabis, and then another pasture was smoke, and another one was vape, and it was like different breeds of cattle. It was like those are the weed smoking cattle. They're from California. They're great. The meat's kind of funky though, but
That's
no,
mellow feeling after.
yeah. The smoking one's black.
Yeah, yeah, that one you gotta chew.
Yeah, you really can chew it. But
It's
yeah.
almost jerky like.
And the vapor one is just like it's like, and that tastes like Fruit Loops. It's amazing. But yeah,
But it
was
smells like blueberries.
oh, the wonders of science.
And it's kind of funny. I think out of the guys that smoke versus like vape at my work, I think like we're teetering on vape being just about on par with the guys that smoke cigarettes.
It's popular. Yeah. It's funny because I really actually don't mind someone like their vape blowing in my face. I'd so prefer that over the guys at work that smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you do, it's just stale and all that. But like vape smoke, it smells amazing. Not personally my deal, but yeah.
Yeah. You like the ritual of lighting a cigarette too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Having your own special lighter, your own special case. And just, yeah.
You make it like it's for you, it's a ritual.
Yeah. Yeah. I started putting on my house coat, even though I'm wearing like pants, and like walking outside with coffee and just
going postal on me, are you?
Oh.
Are you aware of that game?
Oh yeah.
Like Postal 2?
Yeah, I was gonna say I never played Postal. I played Postal 2.
Is it Postal 2 or 3? that has the house coat?
Mm, speaking of which,
Uh,
did you see that they tried remaking that game a little while ago and it didn't really work out?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it was of a different time,
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You can't really
and
shock this
it didn't
generation.
really have the fan base
Yeah.
that, like, let's say like Saints Row 2 was to get remade. Saints
Yeah.
Row has a big enough fan base for that to be remade. Not so much sure after this latest um,
Oh.
re-edition, but apparently it's coming to Steam. So
Oh, that'd be nice. But yeah, the problem is they probably feel like they're always trying to get cash grabs right now, so it'd be hard to like. They need a brand
I
new
think the
one.
company itself actually went under with Saints Row
Oh
the
yeah.
release.
Oh my god, that was close to like one of our first episodes, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. Weird. Wait.
which is a shame. But their whole thing was like you couldn't make a game like that today. Well, the whole point of the game was like you're not making good people. You're making people that you knew were not good people
Yeah.
to tell a story. You added some humor, um, and some sequence and some relationship between the characters, then get you invested in what happened to the characters.
Yeah.
But that was that was about it. And then they slowly turned into something a bit more. I don't know. Saints Row the Third was like the first like step into something zany with the cat. What's his name? The Genki, or the weird pink cat with the green
Yeah.
glasses, the swirling eyes.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. Frag. I know what you're talking about. It's gonna be yeah, it's gonna eat me alive.
Yeah, Professor Genki.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
you could actually get his costume.
yeah. And then you went into something like 4 with superheroes and aliens, which kind of like new fan base liked it, old fan base not so much. There's some people, including myself, that still attest Saints Row 2 is the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, and the problem with number 4 is it was the exact same map as 3.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people got a little
Even if
pissed.
they went back to like Stillwater instead of Steelport, I
Yeah.
think people would have been happier.
Yeah, just give a facelift. No, I think that
Yeah.
would have been great. By the way,
Yeah.
since we were talking about the one of our first episodes that was kind of close to it, this is episode 24. We do 2 episodes a month. This is our anniversary.
Did you calculate that correctly? Because we missed.
No, hey,
a
this is
month?
our anniversary.
All right.
Yeah. No, technically,
Happy
I think it would have been
anniversary.
episode 23. That was our.
Yeah, we're back. Or no, that was 21.
Yes, yeah. But hey, no, this is our technical anniversary. Right now, you're listening to the end of a year full of content.
Yeah, about that. We started in the summer.
Yeah. What'd you get me?
A sign that you still got to choose to standing on.
I can't commit.
You've committed to this long enough.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, no, that's kind of crazy, man. That is weird. Thank you so much for the listeners for listening for that, though.
Oh yeah.
That just derailed anything I was going to talk about. 1 minute.
Do you need me to go on a game store while you pull something up, or?
No, I got it. This is actually a couple of things that I just do you know how much Taylor Swift tickets are going for?
No, but I imagine at least 200.
No, like grand.
Oh.
Yeah, they're reselling. Yeah.
Like, are we talking scalpers or first come first serve?
I don't know about first come first serve, but they were talking about
Scalpers. Yeah, it's going to be up in the thousands once it runs out.
Yeah,
That runs up.
Oh, and it
But
ran out
I
immediately.
imagine the actual venue. It's like I imagine like back row seats, not a good view. $200.
Probably. I always know her prices were awful. I do know that right now there's only tickets you can get are to win them. And like it's causing some issues at my work. It's causing some issues with Kayla's friends because they are like, I have one employee, I won't name her, but she is listening on the radio, and she has like her boyfriend's phone. She has the work phone tied up and her own phone. And she's calling the station because there's prompts you can do to enter into this draw to maybe win a ticket. And like each time you do it, that's another entry into this draw. And it's happening like multiple times a day.
Mm.
And yeah, Kayla's friend's doing the same thing where like she was driving and she was like, oh my God, wait, and like swerves the car a bit. She goes, you need to.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like you have 10 minutes and 1 second to go
Imagine
to
if
this
you got the
webpage.
ticket, but you did crash.
Right? Like, well, the only one I'd do that for is dead. It's Mac Miller, but still, it's like, nah, just pull over if it's really that much to you, or have someone else drive. Yeah.
Or hand the phone over to the person and instruct them.
Yeah, just chill. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of something I wanted to bring up because apparently, like some of their
I
tickets.
blame the TikToks. Immediate now.
Yeah, you need it.
No, for me.
But yeah, one of their tickets were selling front row for $5,000.
Front row, of course.
Yeah. Oh, come on! Don't say of course. $5,000 for a night.
For a pop star that's been popular since we were like late elementary school.
You can't. No. There's no way that's justified in anyone's head.
Is it justified? No.
Yeah.
Am I expecting it in today's market? Yeah.
I know.
But on
God,
the
we're
bright
in
side, if you
such
want to support
trouble.
local Canadians, Dax is coming to Kingston, I think, mid to late September, maybe even earlier. He's a Canadian rapper. He's really, really good.
Mhm.
Covers a vast amount of topics. And his tickets are only $45.
Yeah, that's not a mortgage. Come on. What are we doing here?
It's just like I
God.
went to that concert, what was it? Earlier last month? Yeah, it was last month. But almost exactly a month ago. And saw those three bands I talked about on the one episode there.
Yeah.
That was $15. If you want to go see music, go see music.
Yeah. Go see local.
Just don't spend a fortune. Just support local.
Yeah.
They're the ones that need it, not the people that got, like, millions of records.
Exactly. Okay, and that'll wrap up the On the Rewind radio edition, broadcasting on Amherst Island Radio 101.3 FM. If you want to catch the extended edition, which we've kind of hinted to a little bit, you're going to have to go
With the
over to
news
with the news
and the work stories.
and the work stories. You're going to have to go over to Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you get your podcast. You're going to just go right on over there and catch back up. Thank you so much for listening.
Welcome back to On the Rewind.
Okay, and welcome back to On the Rewind. This is our extended edition. Don't look at me like Okay.
I'll turn the software off. I put the eye contact thing on.
Was that actually?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Turn it on.
Oh,
I'm squinting right now, like hard, laughing at you.
I don't like that.
It
Okay.
makes anybody look like a killer psycho. But welcome back to the extended edition of the podcast. If you're wondering what's going on, I got NVIDIA broadcast software here. That okay, I did turn it off here. Okay.
Yeah.
It scares Adam. So they have this thing where the software, you can toggle it on, called eye contact beta, typically used for like streamers and stuff like that. So while they're reading their chat on one monitor, their eyes are always making contact with the camera to make a personal connection. Meanwhile, my eyes are always kind of like mellow and kind of always semi-closed, and if I smile, it doesn't look like I can see you, even though I can. So when I turn this on, it freaks out Adam because I go wide-eyed.
Yeah, it's like
And
perfectly wide eye.
intense.
And like you didn't really even have a smile on. You were just kind of just like sitting there waiting for me to finish the intro, and I did
Yeah.
not like that at all.
Ugh.
All right. That was good. I like that. Okay. So I just sent something in the Discord chat. I was wondering if you had seen this yet.
The
And
NPC trend? No,
yeah.
but I did see, like, I don't know. You know when you're scrolling through YouTube Shorts to catch like 5 seconds of something?
Yep.
So I was scrolling through, and this guy talked about how this NPC trend and how this mother, and I think it was this person, their kid,
It is.
the kid pulled them, or like asked them for something, and like dealt with them or whatever, 5 seconds, and right back to this NPC trend,
Yeah.
and it's just her saying yeah a lot, and then the cowboy hat came on, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a cowgirl now." It's like, what?
Yeah. So this is actually kind of probably old news to people, but it kind of blew up because on TikTok, I don't have the app personally, so I don't watch streams or anything like that, but I know you can pay for TikTok currency that you can pay for emojis to send to your creators, which are kind of like donations. Depending on the emoji is how much money that is. I think like the galaxy is quite a bit of money. But so whenever she's doing like, oh, I'm a cowboy now, that's because someone sent her, let's say, $5 for a cowboy hat. So
Okay.
it's essentially these kids are like controlling this girl like an NPC. And it is just highlighting everything that I think is wrong in the world. Yeah. Um and so many people are trying to hop on this trend.
Like, this is the thing. When I saw this, this is the NPC thing. There's this dancer that ended up popping in. I think her partner, brother, cousin, or something that go do these dance competitions and stuff like that. They like make little YouTube shorts of weird things, and she does like this whole like I'm an NPC in Skyrim, and they're walking into walls and stuff like that. They'll moonwalk kind of forward
Oh.
and pretend they clip into things. So that's what I have seen of the NPC trend.
Okay, see that
Not
actually
this, yeah.
that is cool though. I like that. That is LOCNIKI official on YouTube. NPC tutorial. That is cool. I like that. Nah, this is
Some cringe.
the and it's funny to think that this I forget what the name of the girl is. 1 minute. Everyone's gonna know. It's the main girl. It is Pinky Doll. Yeah, everyone knows her. She's like the main NPC TikToker. And like they do this for like a couple hours, by the way. And God, God bless that kid. Like if I saw my mom doing this in the 90s, I would like call the cops, call the ambulance. There'd be a problem. I think something's going on, but this one is just, yeah. And because so many people are trying to get in on this trend, they have to one up the other one, right? So there's ones that are like, when a cowboy hat comes on, they like jump out of their seat and they like do a lasso move and like a yeehaw.
It sounds like streamer rewards without the streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, you're literally just controlling this adult. That's
Yeah.
for money. So, yeah.
At least on Twitch, you get people that set up LEDs around their monitor, and while they're playing an intense horror game or a shooter, you can flashbang them for like $20.
That's sick. Yeah. I actually watch I watch the highlights, but I watch Wubby and Pay Money Wubby, and he set up a gong. he set up an actual full-size gong to hit. I think if it was $100 donated, and people rarely donate that amount.
Yeah.
So just randomly, they'll be like doing a high laugh you lose. And it'll just go nuts. And like they drop what they're doing. They've ruined a keyboard of his because he was taking a sip, and he just like, because yeah, it's pretty awesome. But at least it kind of adds something. It's not just the whole thing is like,
Yeah.
to pay for this to go.
Yeah. Like I know like Aqua FPS, who's a big like Tarkov streamer. He has like things like a sound of a bullet whizzing past them from the game as a sound effect, so you can pull that off. He's like, "Oh crap, I'm under fire."
That's smart. That's actually really cool.
Like things like the add elements to it to get a reaction of them into the thing, right?
Yeah, and something where it's like actually pertinent, like it makes sense.
Yeah,
and actually fun.
But yeah, no, when I don't know, when I think NPC, I go back to this like Lox Nicky channel that we referred to earlier, and I kind of just think like, yeah, video game NPCs, dialogue options, or you know the glitches that happen with them and stuff like that. Not this. Yeah.
Don't you feel old?
The person in it looks like they're our age.
Yeah. Yeah, she is pretty old. But yeah.
Just looking for attention and that's probably with the makeup. I don't know. It could be older, younger. You can never tell nowadays.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that into your world so you can unsee it. Yeah. Just imagine the people that watch this though.
Yeah, just imagine how you're gonna feel once to toggle this setting.
Oh, that was weird.
But yeah, let me pull up one of my gaming stories here with this thing turned on. So, with Microsoft's acquisition of Blizzard and Activision, the COD class, even this article's calling them classics. The classic COD games apparently they're raising back up in sales now that multiplayer services are getting restored. Black Ops 2 hit the top of the 20's bestseller list for the first time since April 2017, claiming the 13th spot. Okay. Black Ops 3 claimed the 20th on about June 28th. With all these things coming back, and you know, with the return of zombie modes, and I guess Modern Warfare 3, the new one, not like a remake or the old one, set for a November 10th release, which I'm a little bit surprised about. But while we're talking about things that surged back up, so July 2023 top 10 games were Remnant 2, Diablo 4, Modern Warfare 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Final Fantasy 14, 16, which is the newest released one, Pikmin 4, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Street Fighter 6, Elden Ring is still up there. I'm a little surprised by that. And not the NBA, but the MLB, the show 2023.
Really? I didn't know that was even a popular game.
Yeah. And as I mentioned before, to our gamers of like a classic era and older age, and people that played on the PS1 and PlayStation 2 and consoles back then, Konami announced we are getting the first three Metal Gear Solid games re-released as a collection on Steam, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox. So some PlayStation 1 classics and I guess PlayStation 1 classic and a couple of PS2 classics are now finally being brought back to life. with a remake of Snake Eater, the third game, down the road.
We gotta
And
turn this setting off.
I gotta turn it off. Is it throwing you off
Yeah.
that bad? All right, I'll turn it off.
Thank you. We're not even, just for listeners, you don't even see the video. It's literally just here to throw me off.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just that eye tracking thing. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, okay. Metal Gear Solid trilogy. It was getting hard to listen. All right.
Sorry, I'll go back over that. So we got the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which will
Yeah.
be available for PS4, PS5, the Xbox Series, Steam, Switch. So Metal Gear Solid is probably one of the first games I actually had on the PlayStation 1, which I could never beat when I was little. And then you got Metal Gear Solid 2, which came up for the PS2, and Metal Gear Solid 3 as well. Metal Gear Solid 4 came out on the PS3, and that was its own. I had that too, and that was its own interesting thing. It was always like very advanced, like tactical controls. It's also like primarily like a stealth game with these almost supernatural boss fights.
Okay.
But yeah, you're kind of like the military secret agent man, and you're fighting against, the secret organization or the Patriots or different things. I won't get too much into it because it is getting re-released, and there's this whole generation of people that don't actually know anything about these games. But they are classics for a reason, and this is also the same company that brought you the Silent Hill series.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can revitalize that and get the remakes going. I would love to see a remake for the first game and see how they would go about that. Just because it's like such like a PlayStation 1 game to see that reimagined from like the polygons to what it would be now.
I was gonna say, I think you could get a skin for the PlayStation 1 version of Snake on Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and also on Metal Gear Solid 5 you could play as it too. But it was like the poly version.
Yeah, it's like Lara Croft style.
Yeah, old school Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Now a couple episodes ago we went on a DC versus Marvel kick.
Oh yeah.
Which we didn't really take any other side, but Zack Snyder is going to be at a Gamescom for a special announcement. He's got a movie called Rebel Moon, and he's also there to share a special announcement. Don't know if it's going to be related to that or a game. He's been starting to dabble his hands into more things lately.
Yeah.
Onto the Cyberpunk kick, we have Ghost Runners 2, a sequel to the 2020 game that released. That's kind of like a very literal like Cyberpunk samurai game. Like you're going in with like a katana and everything else like that in the Cyberpunk dystopian world, jumping through at high speeds through the levels. And we didn't ask for it, but we're getting it. A new Walking Dead game called The Walking Dead Destinies.
Like a Telltale?
Not quite. It looks almost like what's that? Oh, I'm blanking on it now, but I won't for long. State of Decay. With kind of not as good graphics, but the difference in this one is you can affect this. It has like the AMC actor's likeness, but you can change the outcome of the stories.
That's kind of sick.
Like instead of Rick living, you can change it so that way Shane lives, and get that storyline and see how he deals with the falling out events. So that's kind of interesting because I always kind of wondered what if with Shane.
Yeah, I really like the actor, so yeah, that always made me kind of.
He's the Punisher and a number of other things, and he's actually even got his own podcast too, where he's interviewing actors.
Yeah, it's actually I've only ever seen shorts of it, but it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird to see him that casual.
Well, he's a method actor.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why it's that weird to see him that natural.
Yeah, because he's like, he has a
Because
hat
he's very down to
backwards.
earth when he's not method acting.
Yeah.
But when he has a role, he method acts at home too,
Oh,
supposedly. So that's got to be hard on the family. Like, he was very distant from his family when he was filming Punisher. From what I believe I heard in an interview a long while back.
yeah. You guys are supposed to be dead. I'm seeing the ghost of my children. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know how methody he gets, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I wanted to touch on there. Was that the only question? Was the NPC trend, or do you have something else to follow that up with?
Um. Well, I was gonna ask about the Linus Tech Tips. If you've heard of kind of any of that stuff happening.
I know of them. I used to watch Linus, and I used to, when I was looking into building a computer, I watched a lot of Jay's 2 Cents. Is there some drama going on?
Yeah, just a bit. So, I think it was earlier this year. Everyone was commending him because he pretty much said, it's become a lot. He's done a lot in it, and he wants to give wants it to be better than it is now, but he doesn't know how to do that personally and all that stuff. So he actually stepped down as like CEO of it, and he like appointed a board almost. So it was
Okay.
just kind of like something he created from the absolute ground up. He was like the main guy for it, and he's still on it. He's still doing like he's doing even more videos, and he still has full creative control. It was
Mm-hmm.
just the fact that yeah, he was pretty much gave the keys to the kingdom to someone else, which I thought was kind of cool. But he's recently in some problems, some hot water because working conditions are coming out of how it's a bad company to work at. They kind of threw a little bit of shade at another tech creator and stuff like that. That kind of didn't end so well for them because before it was all kind of civil, but then they were like, oh yeah, like kind of like this tech creator. And he's like, all right, so I wasn't going to say anything, but if we look here, he's not using the tech properly, and
Properly.
he, thank you, and he's saying it's the tech's fault that it's not working. And there's like false things that they'll say, like, oh, it runs at like, I'm throwing out random numbers, 10 megabytes a second. And then it's like, oh, it actually is running at 16 because they're pushing out so many videos so quickly that they can't get all the information right and they're not testing it to its fullest ability. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if you were a big Linus watcher or not like that. I'm not too
I've
big.
watched
It's
the
only
odd pop-up video.
yeah.
It, like, I don't know, the algorithm hasn't really fed it to me recently.
Yeah, only when I'm looking for new computer parts, which was
Yeah.
a
Well,
10-year
JT
gap.
Sense is my guy for that.
Oh, okay. Who knows? Maybe he was in on this thing because yeah, it was kind of like the Linus is number one, but it was like number 2, 3, and 4 that he kind of took shots at. So maybe it's the same. But
Mm.
yeah, just kind of wanted to touch base with that story. And I had a question for you. It actually wasn't from a user because I just remembered these two. What's a childhood cartoon that you watched religiously, completely forgot about, and then remembered and it blew your mind?
Oh, I can't say it blew my mind. And ironically, I'm wearing a Cartoon Network shirt. But I remember when I was very young, like I'm talking ages of 4 and 5. Um, it just happened to be on all the time. Was Johnny Bravo?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
And like, I was too young to understand the misogyny in the show and stuff like that. I didn't try and replicate it or anything. It was just kind of like, all right, that's a dude.
Yeah,
But I watched a lot of it. And my mom, of all people, was always a big fan of it.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Mind you, that's yeah, that's a little bit of an older show.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess another one, what was it, like level 1 or something like that, or Zinx level 1 or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, it's this one. It's not quite a cartoon. But like it was funny because it just had these three characters, these two gamer bros, and they somehow get sucked into like this virtual world where they meet this one person, and like real life items have
Oh,
effects. Like there's this fork or a toothbrush that actually became an item or like a weapon or
yo.
something like that.
Yeah, I just Googled it. For listeners, ZIXX level 1. Oh my god.
Did I unlock a core memory?
Oh wow, yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was an old show.
that is crazy. That's really old. But it was
Yeah.
cool because it was actually gaming, so it's like, oh, sweet, something that actually pertains to me.
Yeah, that came out. First episode date was like January 1st, 2004. Another
Huh.
one I loved growing up, Jacob Tutu. I
Yes,
related a little
yes.
too much with the stuttering and the and the talking issues I grew up with.
Two. I know it. I'm trying to remember the actual art style. Yes, actually, I loved that art style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Oh
And
yeah, and the dad. I always liked how the dad looked. Yeah, it was
yeah.
almost like kind of creepy with some of the art style.
Another one that I used to watch when I was younger, Grossology.
Grossology. I'm keeping Jacob Tutu up because I like that. Grossology.
Okay, and then I'm trying to remember.
Oh
So,
wow. Yep.
and if you remember our taller childhood classmate, Daniel,
Yeah.
he was way into Wayside.
Wayside animated series. Image. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Canadian cartoon. What was it? It
Oh
had a
yeah.
yak
No
on
one's
it.
gonna Wayside School. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, I
You, you,
forgot
you ever
all of
you
these.
ever watch Yakety Yak?
Yes. Yes, I do
Yeah.
remember that one. Oh my god, that's so weird.
I used to watch a load of 16 and like Total Drama Island too.
Yes, I actually Kale and I revisited Total Drama Island a year ago because there turned out
Yeah.
to be so many of them. They kind of got bad after a while. The first one was awesome.
Yeah. Um, I you know what? I will admit this. I was a big fan of like James Bond and Spies. I did watch a fair bit of Totally Spies.
Oh, I watched a lot of it. I watched a lot of it. Yeah, no, I don't care. Yeah.
um, Dave the Barbarian was another one.
Yes. Yeah.
I, I
Okay,
also
this is
watched a
starting
lot
to
of The Proud Family,
yeah, watch that as well.
Samurai Jack, Fairly Odd Parents,
Yeah,
Codename Kids
those.
Next Door.
Yeah, I actually
Not
got
until
in
later did I watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, though.
yeah, I got in trouble actually in my first time ever getting in trouble at school was kindergarten. Still a memory to me. Cuz I watched Kids Next Door and they had a banana gun. So
Yeah.
I picked up a banana and I was using it as a gun and I got a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, there's this actual. I'll double back a little bit. So, Cartoon Network actually had an MMO back in the day called Fusion Fall.
Okay.
You ever hear about that?
No, your voice got sultry though.
Yeah,
So Fusion Fall?
that's yeah, Fusion Fall. It's no longer existing. You might be able to find some like hosted private servers,
Okay.
but I'm trying to remember. It's like this one show. I can't remember the name of it. It has like the black guy and a goth girl. The black guy had glasses on and they're like hallway monitors, but it was like really intense Way too intense than
Oh.
it needed to be.
I like it. Before I forget, I'm going to show you the two that I remembered. Boom. Is Martin Mystery. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Actually, I watched. I didn't watch a whole lot, but I watched a lot of it in a sense. Didn't they have like a crossover of Totally Spies, or am I like Fruit
Yes, they
Loops
did.
spelt the wrong way? Remembering that.
No, I'm almost positive. 1 minute. Martin Mystery.
Hmm.
Totally Spies crossover episode. Yep.
Okay, so I'm actually remembering that.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
think it was
and I remembered the show that I mentioned. Have you ever watched Fillmore?
Fillmore. 1 minute. Fillmore. PH.
FILL more exclamation mark.
Or
It was like an ABC Kids show, and it was way more intense than it was like it went so hard than it more hard than it needed to.
yes, I do remember that. Yeah, it was actually kind of really cool for like just
And
being
again,
hall
I blame
monitors.
my childhood cartoons to be the reason why I'm into golf chicks.
Yeah, but God damn it! I
Also,
kind of want to
another
watch
one I
those now.
watched a load of was Recess.
Yeah, Recess was super popular. Okay, yeah, I actually know what I'm gonna be watching now. Oh yeah, 1 minute. It is My Gym Partner is a Monkey. Do you remember that one?
I think I saw a couple episodes. I didn't watch a whole lot of it though, but I
That's
remember it.
because it was coming out right at the time that we were like kind of at the end of cartoons. It was kind of like near the end of like you're sitting and you have a ton of time to watch.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of near the end of all that.
Okay. What was it? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yes.
Another one, Jake the Dragon.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Jake the Dragon was sick.
Yeah. I did watch a fair bit of Dexter's Laboratory. I think I saw one episode of Flapjack. I didn't care for Chowder for whatever reason.
Oh, actually, I like Chowder, yeah.
I didn't pick up on it.
Okay,
But
just for listeners, I encourage you to actually like
check
Google
these
the
out.
titles we're saying, because you're probably thinking it's like this makes no sense to me. But as soon as you actually see like Fillmore, you see the animation, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I do actually remember watching this.
Well, oh yeah, that was just a huge nostalgic kick there.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
okay, I'm
now
actually gonna
and now
watch
I gotta
this.
go on a huge thing now because I feel with nostalgia, but now I gotta do the thing that I said I was gonna do about the coworker stories.
Oh, yes, and don't forget we also have that the listener request.
This is part of the listener's request down the road.
Oh, okay.
In it.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So I got permission from these two individuals to go on about these stories. All right.
Beautiful.
So I'm clarifying that now. So one, my partner has an issue with swallowing pills that are too big, fear of choking. I've learned to recognize. I've been able to recognize it in other people now. Just little things I was able to pick up. So my one coworker, not to name names, this guy that, probably, let's say, hangs out like he's in his mid to early 30s, and he's probably he's a little bit older than that, fair bit.
Yeah.
But he's got I noticed he's ADHD, and dyslexic. I got the ADD. We got one other guy at work that has just dyslexia. And we've worked on a couple of projects together. We somehow outdid some of the normal people on some of those projects.
I love how you call them
Like
normal
outpaced.
people.
Neurotypicals, if we want to get into the language.
Normies.
As us neurodivergents take over the world in masses by numbers. Because everyone smokes and drinks with their baby inside them nowadays. Despite the health warnings. But back to that. So he offered me half a piece of gum, like the 5 gum, and he offers me half a piece. I'm like, oh, that's weird, half a piece. And I'm just like, fear of choking, and it's like, yeah, and I'm just like, oh, and he's like, yeah, when I eat a whole piece, I feel like it's gonna hit the back of my throat, and I feel just a need to swallow. I'm just like, yeah. And he's just like, it's like, yeah, just I can't handle a whole one. I'm like, yeah. That's anything. And then because we're in the extended edition, I can swear. After about 3 more yes, he's like, you motherfucker. Because I'm just getting a little bit more excited with each yeah.
Yeah, HR's coming in any second.
I didn't see anything bad.
No, he's coming in on him.
Yeah,
because it almost sounds like he's trying to pick you up.
Sometimes I consider him my work husband. But that's just because, like, when things get stressful, or like, you know, we're like, okay, we got too many different things going on, too many different projects, and we got to tackle all of them. We keep each other sane. And we coordinate very well.
Is he the guy that hands you a Red Bull?
Yeah. From the Red Bull stuff. That guy.
He seems like a cool dude.
Oh yeah. Great guy. And so now to go on to a separate coworker, the one that requested this. So I told him about the show. He gave it a listen. He listened to up to where we talked about the DC versus Marvel. And it says, like, it was a good show, nerdy. And it's like, and I mentioned how I don't name names if I tell you anything about work. It's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want to either. Because if you went too hard on somebody, I imagine, like, you know, if someone like went out and said something about it, I'm like, yeah, it's like, well, it's like, you know, just for that, I should just go hard on you. And he's just like, do it. And so right there, I start dropping things like, you know, you got the body of a Viking and the face of a toddler. And he just starts laughing because he knows it's true. he's like, yeah, I got these hairy ass arms. And I'm like, yeah, you freckle fuck. So there you go, buddy. You're on the podcast. You got to keep, like, and it's funny because we were talking about the foam machine and how it was like causing issues. It's like, and they got talked nice to it. It's like, no, you're going to work you slow. It's how I handle the machines. It's just like, it's like, no, you gotta start sweet talking to it. This is the same guy that's blown countless nozzles and wears most of the foam on himself. Pretty sure it's a fetish at this point.
Isn't that stuff like burning hot?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like foam sprayers for houses.
But he had let's just put it this way. He had the perfect pearl necklace on foam. And I didn't realize it. He's the one that pointed it out. So much so that our boss came and it's like, yeah, you might want to clean up. But yeah, no, he's a great guy. Really chill. Actually just moved into a new apartment recently, Mazel Tov. He moved into, like, I don't know, like it looks like an Airbnb from a manor. And I think he said something about it being like attached to like a mansion or something like that. Like it's just it's like one of the, like, oh, I'm rich, go live in one of my side houses, but he's renting it with his partner there. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be so sick to have that type of money?
Oh yeah.
Just someone's house burns down, you're like, just stay in the pool house. It's like, yeah, sorry, someone's already in the guest house. It's like, what? Yeah.
But honestly, really great guy. Both these guys are great. Most of the guys I work with are pretty solid and good.
Yeah.
But so shout out to those guys. Special shout out to the one that listens to the podcast, you freckle fuck. But yeah. Yeah, I told him I'd send him a time set, like, and now I'm just being like, no, bitch, you gotta listen to the end.
Yeah, I know. Make him. Yeah, I actually was just thinking about that. It's like, there you go, hour and 30 in. You were scrubbing all this way.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys that vape.
All right.
But I don't know. I didn't. We're recording. It's almost midnight, and I just worked today. Sorry, I couldn't come up with more insults. Maybe I'll hit you back with the later one.
That's funny.
He wanted me to roast him on the air.
Yeah. Just comes in with, there's an edit, and you can clearly tell it's done on your phone on the way to work. There's just traffic and honking, and you're just like, all right, but yeah, after, I think I'm all done. I think you're all wrapped up.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we're going to say goodbye to our listeners, especially the freckled fuck. Thank you so much for listening. No, I don't even know you. I can't do that. That's too mean.
You already did it.
Yeah, no, you're a nice guy. Thank you so much for listening to On the Rewind. This has been our extended edition. If you want to catch our weekly aired episode, it's Amherst Island 101.3 FM. If you want to catch the whole episode, extended edition, catch it anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I promise you, we're there. Thank you so much. See you in another 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to On the Rewind.